Mhm.
It doesn't matter what you think
Right.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, we are actually live on my Facebook page, Lydia.
Yeah, keep playing that because I can remember the words to that song. We haven't done it in a long time.
Okay,
doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter. I wanna
it's a good
live
song.
my life.
Yeah, waiting for you.
All right.
Yeah.
So what I was saying just before we went live about when I'm listening to Cold Blood and listening to all of the bands that I grew up with, the one thing that really set Cold Blood apart from everybody else was your singing, your voice. You have, from how it feels to me, is a raw um, energy edge to it that really pushed the music forward.
Well,
Has anybody ever described that to you at all?
yeah, in a way, early on when I was really listening to a lot of R&B male vocalists back in the day, when I was a youngster, and I listened to that's all I listened to was a lot of R&B male black vocalists and things like that. I guess I got that kind of edge in that sense, but and then as the years go on, you develop your own sound. So, but from the roots of it, that's where it came from. My older brother, we used to listen to a lot of just the old, the R&B black male vocalists. That's all I had, records and stuff like that. So that's where I got that from. Yeah, and just the love of the sound of R&B music. you know,
Did
the
anyone
old
ever?
Jackie Wilson and all those guys. Yeah.
Yeah. Did anyone ever say that you have a similar raspiness to your voice as Janis Joplin? That kind of like
Janet, yeah,
little.
I heard about that. Yeah, people have told me that, but I don't think so. Well, raspy is because maybe I have a cold or something. No, but I actually met Janice back in the day
Really?
and stuff like we played together on a gig I think one time, and we were doing that song "Piece of My Heart."
Mm,
Take another little piece of my heart. That's
yeah.
just regular, and that was on our list. So we were doing that, and I heard that she came up to the side of the where the drummer was and goes, "You can't do that song. You can't do that song." And I'm going, "What?" But I didn't see this happen, but I was told later on and stuff. And it's kind of funny because she was going to put that on her album and stuff, but it's like nobody ever heard of it before. But that's an old R&B too, take another little piece of my heart, that thing. So that was funny. But I met her. I did meet her at one time, and very nice man. She was very, very, cool man. We got along, and she liked the band and everything, and I thought that was really cool. She was a nice lady.
So, did you grow up in the Bay Area?
And I was born and raised in San Francisco, and then grew up. I stayed in the Bay Area. I moved to Redwood City. I'm now in San Jose right now. I'm in Sunnyvale, and so I'm just always in the Bay Area.
And did you always want to be a singer, or did you have music in your life? And
I did. That was I just for the love of it. I've always wanted to do that, and I didn't think of anything else. Um, but my dad, who was a tool and die man, he was the one that got all the stuff together with the tape recorder and showed me how to plug in this, to plug in that. If you want to record your voice, do this and do that. All those chords and things like that. So that was cool. And that every day after school, that's what I did. I used to come home and just mess around with playing along with the record player and singing along with it. We had a mic. I had a microphone, a tape recorder, recording myself. And that's what I do when I come home from school. And then I do my homework.
mm,
So That's
The
yes.
was the, la-
God bless R&B.
the homework was the last thing to do then at the end of the day.
Oh yeah, yeah. It was like 2 or 3 hours right after school, man. That's what I do. I would just, and then I recorded everybody in the household. One time, I put the tape recorder on and left it on all day, and just recorded everything that was going on in the household. Never told anybody about it. It was kind of neat. We had a reel to reel, so that was.
Reel to reel.
I like to do stuff like that.
Uh, and did you? What was the first band that you played in? Did you play some?
The very first band I played with was called Newcastle Five, and we did a lot of English tunes, like they were uh not British, but they were into the that type of music at that time. And I remember playing with them for a while, and I remember playing with another band. We used to play at the Men's Head down at the where was that? Where was that at? On the beach there. Oh yeah, all the old Stanford parties, man. They used to have parties thrown in the Men's Head, in the men's bathroom, down there in Stanford parties, man. And oh my God, I was really young then. I was like 16, and I was with a band then, another band. So it was just a lot of different bands. I'm trying to think of it.
it,
Yeah.
it was kind of a wild time in the Bay Area music scene at that time. There was
Yeah.
the rock side of everything with Starship and Airplane, that kind of stuff. And then you had the other kind of horn band thing all happening at the same time, right?
Yeah, like we when we played at the Fillmore the first time, I think we were the only horn band that actually had horns that played there, because everything was mostly guitars and things. But Bill Graham, this other band I was with at the time, it was only five pieces, I think. I forgot what we were called. And the girl that worked at the box office had Bill Graham come down and hear us at the drummer's house at that time, and that's how we got a gig at the Fillmore for the first time back then. God, I forgot what year that was. I forgot the name of the band too, but we just had like guitar, drums, bass, myself. Yeah, it was like a five-piece band, and yeah, we played. I think we played on a Wednesday night,
Mhm.
and we did stuff like oh God, I can't remember now, but just off the wall stuff. But Bill Graham liked us, and he took me aside there at the rehearsal place and goes, Lydia, why don't you get rid of these guys and just go solo? And I'm looking at him and I'm going, what? you know, and yeah, I didn't take a mind of that. But
Well,
anyway,
well, then did he hire you with that band, or did you?
yeah, we did. We played on a Wednesday night or something. I think we played with Sam the Sham and the Pharaohs. Some off night. Do you remember them?
No, I mean, I don't see. I didn't move get
Oh, you're a youngster, right?
right, and I didn't get to the Bay Area until '80. So
Oh,
my whole experience of I'm living that time period through your eyes right now, because
mm,
it fascinated me, because I really like the music, and the music scene at that time, I think, was the best music scene ever, from like 66 7 to 72 was amazing in San Francisco.
yeah.
And
I gotta admit that. Yeah.
yeah, and you were part of all of that. So how did when did Cold Blood form, and how did that all come about?
We got together. I think it was in '68 or so, and started from a group called the Generation. Actually, way before that, and we had two drummers.
Mm,
And the whole force was driven by Larry Field, who was the guitarist at that time. We had two drummers and a big band, and about 3, 4 horns. and stuff, and we were called the Generation at that time. That was like, oh God, what was it, 65, maybe something like that. I was like just fresh out of, I was young to come to think of it. But yeah, that started that band, and we played around and stuff with that. And always enjoying the big band sound. I always liked a lot of horns and stuff like that. So that stayed with me. And I mean, I can't even remember all the different bands I was with, but that it went from the Generation, from that time, it developed into Cold Blood, I think. So, and that's how that started. So, and here we are.
And what was did Bill manage the band Cold Blood then from the start, or how did you guys get your record?
No, he never managed us. We weren't. No, Bill Graham didn't manage us,
Okay.
but he had a management thing called what was the name of it? Can't remember. Memory banks are leaving me. Anyway, it was all affiliated with Bill Graham, all that stuff back then. And the management was, oh gosh, what was the name of that? I can't remember. Anyway, it was all affiliated with Bill Graham, everything like that, at that time. But that's all. I guess memory banks are leaving me.
And
yeah. Anyway,
well, were you kind of the leader of the band? I mean, how, did you say, "All right, you guys are going to be my band"? Was it ever like that?
no, I never was really the leader. There was always somebody else in there that was, doing that stuff. But I remember when I was sick, or I couldn't hardly sing. I couldn't hardly talk one time, and I still had to sing and things like that. I remember we did a gig with the Larry Field, the band. I forgot the name of that. And we did a gig, and I remember I had a sore throat so bad I couldn't sing, so I mouthed the words. And the guitarist Larry Field at the time goes, "Sing, Lydia, sing," and I'm going, mouthing. Oh man, it was just crazy. And I think somebody gave me a joint at that time that was with PCP and something. Boy, I was out of it.
Oh man.
I remember sitting down in the back of the room going, wow, what was that? Anyway. Never trusted anybody. Never trusted anybody like that. So anyway.
Once the band got rolling, once Cold Blood got rolling, and at the then starting 68 or so, and those other bands that were going like Tower of Power and maybe Sly and the Family Stone and even the Sons of Champlin, some of all those bands, did you ever play on the same like together on the same stage with some of those bands? Did they?
Oh yeah. The Sons, God, I love the Sons. We played together. I mean, we played together. We actually played with Sly and the Family Stone at one gig, but he never showed up. That was back then. But I remember at this place where we used to play a lot. It was in Hayward. It was the name of the club. I can't remember the name of the club now. Anyway, it was a place where everybody used to come there and play. I saw Van Morrison there. Anyway, we used to play there a lot. But it's really funny how things just change. I mean, just go on through the years. But anyway, I'm so nervous.
when by the time First Taste of Sin came out, that was your third album, and you guys had a pretty Frenchies, was that the name of the place?
Oh yeah, Frenchies. Yeah, that was a place that down there in Hayward.
Yeah.
Yeah, we played there a lot. Yeah, that used to be the big club happening at that time. Yeah. Frenchies.
Did you guys do big tours? Did you start to do tours around the country and everything then?
We went out. Yeah, we toured. I think we first went out. At that time, we were under Bill Graham management. That's what it was. And under that management was Santana, Beautiful Day, ourselves, a lot of San Francisco groups and things like that. So I remember in '69, I think it was that Santana went out on the road and they went along and stuff, and they came back home, and we were supposed to go out next out on the road, but I think something happened at that time. There was some some political thing going on, so we didn't go at that time. But the first trip we did was after that, and late '69. I think we went back east and all that things. That's when we first had our first album out and everything. Um, but yeah, that's when that happened. Gosh, I'm starting to remember everything.
Well,
But yeah,
there was a lot going on back in those days, when in '69 and '70 and '71 and '72, those were tons of bands. You're all working. There were lots of clubs and lots of places to play around the Bay Area. There were some tours,
right,
but not, I don't know how big the tours were. But there were so many bands and so many different, like you mentioned, It's a Beautiful Day. I've got some of their records, and Van Morrison he was
right.
around then. I mean,
I saw Van Morrison at Frenchie's, as a matter of fact.
yeah. And so,
Yeah.
I mean, just the musical climate in those days was fun. Did you go out and hear other bands when you had nights off or anything?
Oh yeah, when we were on the road and stuff, we'd go out and hear other bands and things like that. But uh, yeah, a lot. But I remember the first tour we did, we went back east. We went to the Midwest, and it was like long, it was like for at least a couple of weeks, I remember. And yeah, that was the first time we went out on the road and things like that. But that was an experience. Yeah, and we were out. We were in New York in the middle of winter. I think it was. Our plane came in at midnight or some weird thing, and we were all hungry and we wanted to go out and get something to eat in New York. As a matter of fact, and I remember it was so freaking cold, man, and I'd never been to New York before, like everybody else, and we were just looking to find a place to eat or something. I'll never forget that. And I was looking, and there was garbage piled up in the streets and stuff. And I'm going, wow, what's going on? And I guess it was garbage day or something. But yeah, New York, that was a trip, man.
Do,
Yeah,
do you
first time on the road.
do you remember the club dates? Were they club dates in New York City or clubs?
Yeah, a lot of it at that time was, yeah, there was a lot of clubs going on at that time. I forgot where we played at, but gosh, I had all that memorabilia stuff in my storage, but I lost my storage, and everything. And it really messed me up. And I had all those. I had every hotel key we stayed
Mm.
in, a big barrel of it. But yeah, those are crazy, crazy times, man. Yeah, I mean, we were all young. Shoot, man, 21, whatever, you know, going out on the road.
What did
Crazy
did
times.
it feel, because you were so young? Did what was it like? Did it feel like, wow, I get to get out of town and go kind of out? Or I mean,
Well, I love to travel. I love to see new things. It was a trip for me because I loved it. It was just new for me.
mm,
And we were in New York, and I remember going up there at the where are we at? Oh, it was just incredible. I mean, first time we were out to see anything. I go, where are we? What are we doing here? But that was something else. I used to take notes and I had a diary of everything I had written down about where we were and everything. I was going to write a book about it, but God knows where that's at now.
that would be a really cool thing to write a book about some of all that stuff, because it,
Yeah, my memory banks aren't quite what they used to be, though. So
you know,
I don't
did you ever save a
know.
bunch of all those posters? When
Oh yeah, I had all those posters, man. They got ripped off, and when the band had a chance to stay down in Monterey, down in at that time, Larry Field's dad owned this place down at the where was it? Carmel,
Mhm.
right? And we were staying at this huge house at the 17th hole of the golf course down there, and we stayed there for a few months because we were going to do another album, so we were there just to, get it together and do that. But what was the question again?
Did you have any of the posters? Save any of the posters? And
Yeah, I had all of those posters, man. I had the little handbills and everything.
yeah.
They got ripped, man. They ripped off,
Oh,
man, from moving one time. And so, but from then on, people have given me, you know, posters and things from back then. But I had all those handbills and everything.
oh, that
All the ones that are worth money now.
right.
All
Yeah.
the ones that I had,
So
That's
somebody
the way it goes.
somebody tuning in asked a question. If did you ever write any of the songs or any of the lyrics or any of that for the songs?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, yeah, I think it was maybe not till maybe the second or third album we did. Everybody combined, got their things together and wrote. Was more of a uh, band thing where we wrote a lot of stuff. But yeah, I contributed to that,
And
and
and then also,
that's another thing. Excuse me.
yeah, no, also what I was thinking is when you sang, you also sang kind of a bluesy thing. I mean, you got a good bluesy voice. You sang some on the first record and stuff too. There were some nice blues songs.
Hmm.
It,
Yeah, that was contributed to a brandy. No, just kidding. Uh, yeah. Well, we had a chance to go out. I remember we were recording. I forgot what album it was, but we were in the studio and we recorded everything except for we needed one more song or something. So when we were in there and we made up a song right there in the studio,
Mhm.
and I don't forgot what album that was on, but that's when we had Danny Hole. Danny Hall used to write a lot of stuff too. I think it's on the oh, I can't remember what album it's on anyway. But anyway,
Yeah. Well,
yeah, a lot of that happened. Mhm.
well, one of the things that I wanted to point out because of what I said at the beginning of the show is what really set Cold Blood apart was your voice and your singing, and it's really strong and powerful. And uh, did even though you may not now it's called Lydia Pense and Cold Blood, but even then it was Cold Blood. But I think everybody recognized the band as you. Did you ever get any because you were a female? Did you in those days? Was there any kind of well, you're just the girl singer? Did
No, it didn't bother me at all because if people said that, I didn't pay no mind to it because I just loved what I do, and I did it, and I
yeah.
didn't care about what they said, and that was the way it went, and I, that was the way it went. You could say what you want. I just love what I do, and I do what I do.
Yeah,
You know.
it seems like the guys in the band would, and you, and the guys that I know that are around you now. When did you put the band or start singing and coming back out as Cold Blood again?
It was after I had my first child, my one and only child,
Hmm.
my daughter Danielle. I took a break for a while, and this when we were with Bill Graham's organization at that time. I made the announcement of saying, "Oh, I'm going to quit the band because I was, I wanted to just stop for a while and take a break. I think it was time for everybody to do that.
Hmm.
So I said that. I said, well, it's time. And during that time, 1981, I had my daughter, Danielle, and I was living up in Humboldt County at the time. And it got, I got antsy so bad that I wanted to get the band back together. I was going, oh, I got to get the band back together. So a friend of mine, Adele Vazzi at the time. I called her and we got the band back together. We got a lot of different musicians. This was a whole different band at that time. And that was in 82, 83. We had at that time, oh gosh, it was a great band, man. No horns, just guitar, bass, drums, and maybe keyboards at the time. I forgot. But oh god, Bobby Vega was on bass, Bill Conti on guitar. I forgot who was playing drums at the time. But it was a small piece band, man. But we got together. Bill, I was living up in Humboldt at that time, Humboldt County, and I remember Bruce Conti came up there to get me to get the band to get this band together. And so that's what that happened for a while. And then that band played along for a while. Gosh. And I think the name of the band was just Lydia Pense or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that was great, man. Oh my God, that was a lot of fun. No horns. We had no horns at the time, but it was a great band. Bill Conti, Bruce Conti, Bobby Vega, and I think Bruce Conti's brother played. I mean, it was just like 60s band. That was fun at that time.
And there still
So
were lots of places to play around the Bay Area and stuff then. Is that the kind of gigs you did?
yeah,
And
yeah, there was a lot of clubs, more clubs.
yeah. And then did you record any records with that band?
No, not really. Maybe we had recorded some during maybe a rehearsal or something like that, but I like to find those tapes, things like that. Yeah, gosh, what year was that? Oh my God, I can't. The memory banks are leaving me. But that was a good band. That was a fun band. I think after that band, that's when they developed the Cold Blood that's now, I believe. So there we go.
And the current guys have been there for a while now, right?
God bless them.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yes, they're wonderful people. I love them so much. Musicians. I mean, they're my family, my second family. We've been together so long, so much, and that. Oh God, Donnie Baldwin had played with us on drums for a while, and then we had a different drummer. Now, can I remember the names? Yeah, to that date, that's where 50 years came in. Well, not 50 years came in with that, but I think that band came in the later part of 80s and stuff like that. But yeah, that developed from everything.
One of your
came from something.
Somebody that saw you in 2014 said that you were amazing. Did a great show at Armando's.
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 Where's Armando's?
Where's Armando's? I'm saying that because I know she's watching. And Fred Ross is watching too, and so is
oh, Fred, are you there? Help me.
And you were actually supposed to. The gig at Yoshi's, is that still tentatively on right now in July?
We're playing in Yoshi's.
Well, I'm looking at.
You got me. We're supposed to go up to the Pacific Northwest here in August.
Yeah.
So anything before that, I don't know what's going to be going on for that. But hopefully we can get back together here in August. Hope this thing pans out, man. It gets it going again. I miss it. I'm going crazy here.
Oh, but I hear you. So, well, at Jazz Alley is what you have scheduled in August.
Yeah, that's right.
And and the Armando's is in Martinez. So, and
okay.
I don't know where Martinez is. I always tried to avoid that town.
That's down south, isn't it? No. Oh, and Martinez. I forgot, man.
Yeah,
It's been so long. So I haven't been outside in 3 months. You know.
it's crazy time.
So my car doesn't work now. I need a new battery, and I'm sitting here. 3 months. I'm sitting here going, what's going on, man?
Yeah. Well,
So anyway, but we're well.
I'm with you. I tried to start my cars, my vans, and the batteries were dead because I hadn't started them in 9 months. Do you sing when you're at home? Do you play guitar or?
I sing all the time when I'm home. I make up stupid stuff. I mean, I'm always singing, doing something, doing something, singing here and there,
You writing?
and try to remember the tunes that we're going to be doing in August. Anyway,
Do you write? Do you
what?
play guitar? Can you write? Do you write songs?
No, I've always wanted to play piano, never did. Because when I was little, every time I was around a piano, I just go to the piano and just like, be there. Didn't know anything about playing the piano. And I did play harmonica one time. Actually, it was with the band, and we did a Beatles tune. I think it went da 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 da. That thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, my dad had bought me a chromatic harmonica, so I learned how to play that with that one song. And what else? Yeah, I don't play any instruments, so maybe the chaka 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 caracas,
Oh.
and the da, 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 dum, ba, dum,
Play a little. When Fred joined the band, he said the only reason you hired Fred was so he could play saxophone.
We hired Fred because I love his voice, and he played saxophone too. I go, wow, I love Fred.
Yeah.
I do, man. He is a trip, man. I love him to death,
Yeah, Fred.
and I want him to know that he knows that, and so and I love it when he sings. So, Fred, if you're out there, I love you, honey.
Yeah, well, I think that and Rich too. Rich plays gosh, he plays so many instruments.
Rich Armstrong.
Yes.
Yes, he plays with himself. I mean, he plays instruments. He does that, yes. I mean, I'm sorry. I just miss everybody. Driving me crazy.
Oh, so how old is your daughter?
My daughter just turned 39, June 11th. Oh my
June 11th.
God.
Wow.
39. I remember when I was 39. 39. I can't believe it.
My birthday.
So that makes me 45.
Yes, close. Yes. And, I'm going to take a phone call because I think this is somebody that wants to say something. Uh-oh. Let's see. I'll try it. Hello?
Hello. Yeah, I wanted to ask Lydia Pense a question.
Sure.
On what happened to Sandy McGee?
Oh, Sandy McKee?
Sandy McKee. He was a drummer for the band from 1969 through 70 and stuff. He's passed, though, I have sad to say. But Sandy McKee, now there's a character for you. I loved him to death, man. Yes. What a great guy. Funnier than hell. Yeah. So yeah, he's no longer with us, but yeah, he was incredible. He was a person that when he played drums, when he did a solo, he ate the cymbals. Not eat them, but like down. I'll never forget that. Anyway.
Yeah. Wow. Thank you for the question. That was a good question because Sandy McKee was an incredible.
He was our drummer at that. Yes, indeed. Yes. And
he's the one that did First Taste of Sin. He's on that album.
Yes.
Yes, I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, his name is Cecil Stolte.
What?
But
wow.
Yeah. God bless you, Sandy. He's no longer with us, but his family and I do have a lot of. Yeah,
right.
He was great.
Well, Yeah. Any other questions for Lydia?
Oh no, I enjoyed your interview. I'm still watching it, so I'll go
Okay,
back
good.
to it.
Oh, okay.
Thank you for the
Yeah.
call. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
So, you know,
Okay.
I don't know, Lydia. We're having a good conversation, but this guy wants to
What?
jump in. Hello.
Hello.
Wait a minute.
Hello. Lydia, I love you. Thank you so much, darling. Pay no attention to that man that's attempting to interview you. He knows nothing.
Well, that's okay. We're getting along
But you
okay.
didn't. That's why I love you. See? And great music together. Just stay out of me and Lydia's business, okay?
Who is that? Is that Fred?
It's Fred.
Is that Freddie?
How you doing?
Is that Freddie?
Yeah.
It's you. Oh my God. I miss you.
Girl, I'm so ready to go back to work with you. I can't even.
I know.
But anyway.
I know, man. I love you.
So do you guys get, Lydia, can you tell me any stories about Fred?
I haven't done anything, Jeff. Shut up.
Stories? Actually, I don't have any real stories, but I can make one up. No, Freddie's cool, man. I'm so happy that he's playing with us, man. I love him so much.
Hey, back.
Yes, indeed.
You
Yes,
know,
indeed.
was Jeff and Lydia Pense, Cold Blood fan from the time they came out. I never in my wildest dreams thought I'd ever sing with her, because all the singers that she had, they played other instruments. Max Haskett, Sandy McGee. So she always had a male vocalist, but they were always playing an instrument. And at that time, I was playing sax. I just didn't know I was really going to be a singer. And then I gave up the sax. But when Rich Armstrong, again, I think I told the story, challenged me to play before Yoshi's gig, at first I started to say, no, I'm not doing that. I'm a singer. I don't play sax no more. But man, one of the coolest things, because now I get to play horns behind Lydia Pense and with Cold Blood, and I get to sing. How cool.
I know. That's great. I love you.
That's pretty cool. If I could play drums, if I could still play drums, that would be a dream gig for me.
Oh God, I always wanted to be a drummer myself.
Really?
That's right.
Me too, Lydia. Same here.
Drummer too.
You know what?
Oh.
And you know what? And
Show me some drums, and I'll go back behind there and just make them.
What was that, Lydia? What was that, Lydia?
All right. I said that I love drums. Well, the person I'm living with, he's a drummer, and he had his drum set up, and every time I'd play, go in there and start playing and stuff, or thinking I could play. That's one instrument I think I'd love to play. No guitar, no bass, drums. That's it.
yeah.
Drums is really fun.
And harmonica.
It's just fun to play. Even if you think you can play.
Yeah.
When you're beating on them. But if you happen to be able to play a little bit like you, Jeff, well, then, it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
It is. I got to say this, and it's because Jeff, if I don't start talking about you, Jeff's going to talk about me, and I'm not having it. Not tonight.
No, this is show tonight.
Right. So we don't want to me, but I just wanted to say, darling, I'm really happy to just at least see you on the show, and I miss you and the entire band so much. Can't wait till we get back to work.
Likewise.
It's getting kind of scary, but I'm with you. Can we just go to Pacific?
Yeah.
Or wherever?
I miss you. I miss everybody so much. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going crazy here.
I'm with you.
No. Yeah. Freddie, I love you. And we'll be back together again.
Yeah, we will. We will. And I look
There's a song in that.
forward to it.
Hey, Fred, thank you.
I do too.
Thanks for calling in,
pleasure,
Fred.
man. I'll be listening to the rest of the interview. Play nice, Lydia. No crazy stories about Fred Ross. There aren't any. Come on.
Okay, let me get my notes here. Let me see.
Take care.
Bye.
All right, bye-bye.
Mhm.
Oh, that was nice of Fred to call in.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah.
He's a special person in my life.
Yeah. And,
Yeah.
so you guys also did this record, and was your current band on this last record you did of the song that I played to open the show, Soul of the Gypsy.
Yeah.
Is this mostly all your regular guys that are in the band now on this record?
Yeah. Yes, indeedy.
Did you write any of those
Yes, they
songs?
are.
Yeah.
Well, I can't remember. I think so. I think there was a couple songs in there. I can't remember the tunes though. It's been so long, you know.
Yeah. Well,
Memory banks are leaving me.
well, here's the thing. What is happening to me being in this situation, sitting at home, not going anywhere? My whole brain is just goofy. Nothing just feels right. It doesn't seem like I can concentrate. Stuff doesn't work. I'm going through that on a daily basis. Right. So, that's kind of where I'm at.
Thank you. There's somebody else in the same position. Oh my God. You know, I'm talking to my dog every day, you know, and we go out for walks and stuff and go, I gotta get out of there. You know? He goes, "What's wrong? What's wrong? I'm just a weenie." No. Yeah, it's time. It's time. It's time.
Yeah. Well,
I know what you mean. I'm going crazy, but you know, I only thing that keeps me sanitized. No, insane, and not going insane is just going with the flow and putting on 10 pounds. You know.
Do you cook? Do you cook? Do you cook a lot of your meals?
Do I cook?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Eventually. You know, I'm trying to lose some weight now, but my friend Richard, he cooks a lot. He makes the stuff, but he cooks so much stuff, that all the fattening stuff, and I'm going. But I have this dog who's a Chiweenie. She's part Siamese. No, she's part Chihuahua and Dachshund, and they call them Chiweenies. And she loves Richard to death, man. Chiweenies, Chiweenie. It's a cross between a Dachshund and a Chihuahua.
Wow.
They call them Chiweenies. She's my dog, and she loves Richard, the person that I'm living with right now. Mm-hmm. She just loves Richard, boy. Oh my God. She just waits for him to come home from work, and she just runs to him. And yeah, where I'm living right now, I'm living in a mobile home park, and you can't walk your dog around here, right?
Oh.
You know, and so I got this stroller that this lady down the street gave me because she used to walk her cat in it. You know, it's a dog stroller or a cat stroller. You put your animal in there and walk down the street. So she gave me the stroller, and I go, oh, that's wonderful. It's great. So, you know, but the whole thing about walking your dog is for the dog to get exercise too.
Right.
So, you know, but that's the trip, man. I go, man, the day comes for this. You know, here we are. Mm-hmm. Anyway, this is a mobile home park.
Yeah, and are you able to take the dog and go outside of the mobile park, home park?
Oh, well, the thing is, I take her to go poop and pee just around our pad, you know, just around our vicinity, just, you know, thing like that. I always pick up her stuff, you know, but you can't walk your animals. You can't walk them, you know, around. So I'm going, this lady, she gave me her pet stroller. And I go, oh, it's perfect, man. You know. It's crazy, and I wish they'd open the swimming pools though. I miss that. That's what I'd be down there every day. I'd be at the pool.
That would be fun.
You can't bring your dog there, but I'd be there. You know, I don't swim though, but I'll be outside.
So I have a question. As we're thinking about all of the stuff way back in when you were with the band in the late 60s, was there anything that stood out to you that was one thing that you wish you could just do that again because it was just so much fun? All of it?
Oh my God. Gosh. there's been a lot of times. Well, I guess being on the road and things like that. I love traveling, so that was cool about that. But there's one incident that stays in, and we played at this place. I don't know, I forgot where the hell it was, in Texas or somewhere. And we played at this club place, and we were off. We finished, and we were waiting around to get paid, right? So the
Mhm.
guy that was supposed to pay us was at the bar with the gun in his hand, and we're all standing around going, "What's going on? What are we gonna do?" And so I go, "What the hell's going on here, man? What? Nobody can talk to him?" So he says, "No, I wouldn't talk to him if I were you." I said, "Well, I'll talk to him." So I go to him at the bar. He's sitting there with his fucking gun, excuse me. And I said, "Well, what's wrong?" And I talked to him. He goes, he was all messed up because his old lady, something about his old lady was something about that anyway. And I'm going, oh, so I was talking with him and talking with him. I finally got him to put down the gun. He was going to blow everybody's head off. And I said, well, we're just waiting to get paid and stuff and leave, and everything. So he did that. He paid us. But all he wanted was just somebody to talk to, and nobody, sat down with him. So I just said, hell, I'll do it. I think about that once in a while. I'm going, man, dang, that was crazy. Crazy stuff like that. I think it was I forgot where that was, Texas. That's where, long hairs were, are not
Yeah.
too cool to be around, and stuff like that. But that was great. That was a pretty crazy then.
Yeah.
They say, no, lady, don't talk to him. He's got a gun. I said, so what? Maybe he just wants somebody to talk to. I sat down with them and I said, what's going on? We just want to get paid and leave. And I asked him what's wrong, and he was almost in tears. Think his old lady and everything. So I kind of felt for him, and talking with him, and I said, oh man, So I finally got him to put down the gun and give us some money, and we get out of there.
Yeah. So
That was pretty crazy then.
were there
That
other
was
bars? Were there other bars and stuff like that? Did you do like a little circuit through the Midwest of all of those kinds of places? Did you ever do those?
I'm
Uh-oh.
sorry, I didn't hear
Oh,
you what you said.
no. So
You were cutting out on
the
me.
yeah, the signal is sort of freezing up a little bit, but when you did
Yeah, I
that
know.
when you did that gig in Texas, and did you do like a circuit of those kinds of jobs in the Midwest? Did you do like a tour
Oh yeah.
of
Well, yeah, we did. Well, we went to the Midwest at that one time, and then we went down to Texas area. And we played different areas in Texas. I forgot, at the where the place was it Houston, or where the college was, and back in the days too, we played a lot of college places,
Hmm,
universities, and things like, which is cool, you
yeah,
know.
yeah.
So what? Oh, so
Yeah,
that was nice.
screen go blank on you there? Are
No, no, I don't think so.
well,
But you're talking with, I can't hear you. Your
oh,
mouth is moving, but I can't.
oh, can you hear me now? Are we
I
good?
hear you're like late,
Oh,
like after the fact.
I got you.
So you know,
Am I
is that a
doing
signal for us to stop?
am I doing the alien sound and look to you?
Yeah, it's like your lips are moving, but there's not saying what you were saying.
Oh.
And
Maybe.
after the fact of laughing, there it goes. Okay, I got you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Anyway,
we're
I
solid
think
now? Okay.
it's a
So
signal.
so colleges, did you do with other bands a lot of those college dates, or were they just Cold Blood?
We did a lot of headlining back then at those places too.
Hmm.
But I remember, I forgot where the heck it was. Oh man, where was it? there would be a lot of places where there'd be places where they have these big places where we play at the auditoriums and big venues like that. And I remember seeing we were playing we were gonna play, but the day before we played, there was a group called oh my God, what was the name of it? Um oh my God. Oh God. I can't remember the name of the band now. Memory banks are leaving me. Anyway, so we went there and watched the band play, and then we played the next night, things like that. Anyway, I can't remember.
Was it you?
So there we go.
Oh, so you enjoyed doing those kinds of things and being the headliner and playing with those other bands.
Yeah, you know what? I enjoyed playing not the hemliner, the headliner. I enjoyed being the second act,
Yeah.
because it was just, I don't know, I just felt bitter in that situation because it's too much
Being
to
a headliner, did it feel like it was like a lot more pressure or something to?
yeah, you think, oh God, a headliner, I hope they don't walk out, things. But
Oh,
who was the name of that band? I tell you, I can't remember anything. Staying inside is just killing me, man.
it is.
Killing me.
It is. You know what? And it's killing me too, Lydia.
I'm sorry.
I got to tell you, from one point of view, I don't like this, and I hate just being bottled up. But when I do go outside, it's so much quieter now than it was before the pandemic because there isn't all the traffic and all the hustle and bustle. And I kind of like
I know.
a little bit. I like quietness a little more.
Yeah. I just don't like wearing the mask.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I can't breathe. No. Well, the Lone Ranger wore a mask, didn't he?
Yeah, but
yeah, that's why he was called the Lone Ranger.
His mask was over his eyes. It wasn't over his mouth.
Oh yeah.
All right.
But I haven't gone anywhere hardly anywhere really. I've maybe gone curbside to pick up some stuff. My car is dead right now. It needs a battery.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah.
So after leaving it sit, but I started it up. It started up fine, and then one day I started up again, and nothing. My car.
Everything is feeling it. Not only us, but it just seems like the energy of everything is just feeling this off a little bit. And the cars don't work right. The internet doesn't work right. The TV doesn't work right.
People don't work right. We're going back to the 60s, man. What is all this stuff?
And we're not even.
What the hell is going on, man? Come on, snap out of it. Jeez Louise, are we retroing back then? I mean, come on. What have we learned through the years and all this? And here we are back then. Oh man, snap out of it, and it just kills me to see these things like that and looters and all this stuff. They're just praying to wait for something like that. Yeah. I don't know. I can go on and on and on, but that's what just really bothers me a lot.
Yeah.
Well, people take advantage of the situation. The situation is what they want to get what they want. Yeah.
Yeah. That's well, I want to ask you. So in the 60s, like in 68 or something, I'm going to take another call because I think somebody might want to ask a question. Let me see. Hello? Hello?
Hey, Jeff. How you doing? It's Matt.
Hi, Matt.
I
Matt
have a question for Lydia.
Matt from Ohio? Matt?
Oh.
It is Matt from Ohio.
Okay, so what?
Ohio. Oh.
Yeah. What's your question for Lydia?
So I loved the Cold Blood days, and I wondered if she had any stories about the horn players, because that was like such a great lineup of horn players, and all the because you had Cold Blood happening and Tower of Power and like such a big influence on soul music. Like, can we hear about some of the horn players?
Oh, well, let me tell you about the horn players.
Thank you, Matt.
No, there, we all love the horn players, man. You know, I mean, there was a time when us and Tower of Power together, we played a thing on Encores somewhere, we played together, and we had about 15 horns on stage, and it was great, man, you know. I forgot where that was, but yeah, bring them all home. Bring on more horns, yeah. But that's what I feel about it. I can't relive any stories right now, but I'll probably think of them after this whole thing's over.
Yeah.
But that's good. Bring them on up. Yeah. The more horns, the better. I remember the closing of the Fillmore. I think there was a lot of horns on stage at that time. That was fun.
Mm-hmm. And the Cold Blood had 4 horn players, right?
Yeah, one time there was, yes.
Yeah. And Barry and tenor and trumpet and maybe
somebody doubled maybe on Barry and something else, but yeah, 4 horns was that was the combination that was said, you know.
Yeah.
4 horns, guitar, bass, drums, keyboards, you know, that sort of thing.
What I wanted to ask you is because of all of the protesting and everything now, when you were performing back in the late 60s and there was those times with a lot of protesting and stuff, did the band ever get caught up in any of that stuff in the 60s?
There was a time, I think, when we played, it was outside. Most of the times it was pretty mellow, you know. We didn't have any things like that happening. But maybe so often there would be maybe a fight breaking up. All of a sudden you'd be playing, all of a sudden someone would be fighting somewhere, you know, and we're going, what the hell's going on, you know? And so you stop playing to get it all situated out and everything. But yeah, outside gigs and stuff like that maybe that will happen one time, I think, in our time and place.
So you kind of missed some of it then, so that's a good thing.
Maybe so. Maybe they just didn't want to come to one of the gigs. I don't know. But yeah.
Well, we're almost up on an hour. We've actually been at this an hour.
Oh, really?
You've been kind enough to engage me for an hour.
Wow.
I appreciate this.
Seems like 2. No, I'm just kidding.
You know, that sounds like something that I said to my first wife. She goes, "Yeah." He says it feels like we've just got married, and I said, "Yeah, it feels like it's been forever to me."
Forever.
I want to play something, and this was, I think, like off of First Taste of Sin. There was one song that stood out that was played all the time. Do you know which one I'm talking about?
I'm trying to remember what was on First Taste of Sin.
I'll play a little bit of it, and then
okay,
it's this. So who was singing that?
That was Sandy McKee.
That was Sandy?
The drummer at that time. Sandy McKee, who was playing drums at the time, sang the first part of it. And then Max Haskett was on the second part of that. Mm-hmm. He was the horn player. He was a trumpet player. Yeah. And then myself would come in. Yeah. And then we do that. Yeah. Down to the bone. You know, it was that. It's down to the bone.
Yeah. All right. So, and then here's another one that somebody else, Armand Boyd, really likes. This one. This is
Valdez in the Country. Valdez in the Country.
Yeah.
That's a Donny Hathaway.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
I think It was.
And
Wasn't that what that was?
yeah,
I forgot
country.
what I think.
Yeah.
Anyway, Donny Hathaway, yeah, he had produced one of our albums at one time, and Donny Hathaway, oh my God.
Wow.
Me and Raul, at that time, me and Raul were going, who are we gonna get to produce the album? And we were listening to a lot of Donny Hathaway at the time, me and Raul Matute, who was the keyboard player in the band. We were living together back then, and I go, man, wouldn't it be cool if we can get Donny Hathaway to produce the album? And we're going, yeah, it couldn't hurt to ask. So we asked, and he said, yeah. And we're going, whoa, what a trip, man, because he actually had heard of the band, so that was a trip.
Nice.
And what a thing to have him produce. I loved it so much, man. Donny Hathaway, I listened to a lot of his stuff at that time, you know, and that time and point. I remember me and Raul were listening to a lot of his stuff, man.
Yeah.
That's just what a great singer, and what a guy, man. He was just incredible. And there was a song in there that we did, You Had to Know.
Yes.
We were at rehearsal. We were at rehearsal one time, and he said, Lydia, I want you to do this song. And I go, okay, what is it? And so he sat down at the piano and started playing dun 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 dun. It was You Had to Know. And I'm going, God, that's beautiful. You know, what a beautiful song. And I said, I can't sing that. He goes, yes, you can. I go, no, I can't. He goes, yes, you can. And so we went and recorded that song. Yeah, You Had to Know. Man, what a trip that was, man. To work with him, shoot, man, that was something. That was
amazing.
Something.
Yeah.
That was a dream come true.
Well, here's that song.
You had to know that I'd be waiting patiently. You had to know that I'd still be here. 'Cause I've told you much too many times that if you left, I'd lose my mind.
Yeah.
You had to know that I still care. You had to know that I'd still be there. You had to know, 'cause my love.
Lydia, that I'm telling you, that is unbelievable. I mean,
he was such an inspiration to me, you know, just to be able to work with him was just incredible. I mean, that was a dream come true back then, you know. And it's so sad that he's not around anymore, but just having that be part of my life, you know, and being able to work with him was just incredible. And what a trip that was, you know, a dream come true. And just sitting around one day just thinking about, what about, can we have this person? And came true, man. What a trip, man. Yeah.
Man, I mean that, and that actually is really close to a big band song. When you were saying you like big band, that is kind of got that flavor to it a little bit, the way the horns lay in there and everything. It's sort of.
Yeah, Donny Hathaway, he was in the studio arranging. He was like conducting everything, and just watching him. I mean, I was in there every day when we were recording that album, just to be there with him, you know, just to watch him. And it was incredible. What an experience.
And did he give you a lot of direction in singing at all? Did he help with that? I
Not
mean,
really. Not really. He just said, do what you do.
yeah,
And I said, okay, you
exactly.
know,
Man.
and he didn't say too much, you know, really, but when he liked something, you know, he just said, okay, you know, what a talent he was, man. I just, you know, people like that are gone, they're short lived, man. It just, oh man, I don't know.
Well,
I told him, I told him, I said, man, I said, you are something. I love you. You inspired me. He inspired me a lot during that time. Me and Raul, because we were listening to a lot of his stuff, and he was a sole inspiration at that time to do that. So that was something. Yeah.
I'm going to play my favorite song, and I want to say that I'm so glad that you are still performing and still have the band and go out and do the thing, because when he said just do what you do, and we're all happy that you do what you do, because we love you do.
I thank the Lord. Thank you so much for letting me do this.
We love,
I don't know. I guess it's just something you love to do.
man.
Don't think about it too much.
And again, from when we started, what is Cold Blood to me is you and your voice and how you sing. What the band is. That's the heart and soul of it. And that's just me. That's just me saying it. But I think everybody's agreeing with me here.
I appreciate that.
And
Well,
and
that's
I'm going
cool.
to play one more song off of this that is one. Well, there's a couple that I like, but I like this one a lot too.
Yeah, Sandy was playing drums.
Yeah.
Since I found out, I've been trying to run it high. Why was this gone? I'm not even on my side. Oh, no, 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 no. Many days have gone past, but I haven't seen one. How long can this last? I would like to see, Lord, I would like to see the sunshine. Yeah. I would like to see the sun, but I don't know you. Yeah.
Wow, is that fast or what?
Man, that is so good.
That is fast. I think that was a fast.
Man,
You sound like the chipmunks on thing.
no,
Come back, come back. I think it was speed it up a little bit.
yeah,
Yeah, Sandy McKee again was playing drums at that time. Yeah.
man. And he just pushed it.
Yeah.
He supported you because you were driving.
Yeah, he used to fight his cymbals too. He used to do this drum solo. He used to do this drum solo, man, and during the drum solo at the end of towards he used to bite his cymbals, bite them.
Really? Wow.
What a show! He was a showman.
Wow.
He's from right out of Chicago.
Oh, that's funny. Well,
Yeah.
so Lydia, we're at an hour and 10 minutes now, and
Oh, okay.
going by fast.
You keep trying.